Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for coming and joining this YouTube channel. Today I want to announce to you that we have started our Power BI class, and this is very timely and important if you are that person who is looking forward to become an information manager, data analyst, data scientist. Please, these courses are for you, okay? And data analysis is becoming a highly demanded skill in many industries, especially across the humanitarian and development context. Wherever you are, you would need this skill to tell a story using data. You need this skill to beautify information in such a way that it is attractive, it is informative, and also it is result driven. Okay, and this is the time. It's a very practical course. We are focused on building your skill. We are focused on giving you hands-on learning, making sure that you master the skill and practically use it. That is why our lessons are practical. Okay, I walk you through practical sessions and also guide you, watching you how you also go through the same session. Of course, if you want to be part of these lessons, you can go down to the description section and click that link, be part of the WhatsApp group. And once you pay in your money, you'll be joining the October group. We are now in September. Those who already paid for September are already enjoying this hands-on training. And of course, after this video, you're going to see how we interact with one another, making sure that I guide you through. It's a customized training. If you join and you think that is a particular time that you like to join, please you let us know. But of course, now we are starting 8 p.m. Cameroon time. You can measure this with your own time zone and see if you can be part of it, because we are engaging with professionals, we are engaging with people who are working in other industries. So we want to make sure that we customize it to also respect your time. We understand that you can be learning and working. So it's a customized course, it's an online course. We walk you through one-on-one, online call, and also online video conferencing. It's very important, guys. Please don't be left behind. Please pay in and see how you can be part of these amazing lessons, okay? And of course, we have students from Ghana, we have some from Cameroon, some from Liberia at the moment, and it's getting more exciting. I'm very passionate and very happy to be your guest and also be at your service so far as this is concerned. We'll move as far as anytime you have data issues, you can get to me and we'll walk you through and see how we support you, okay? And of course, after this video, you see the next video where I was guiding some students across the world to see how they can also engage and learn some of this skill. We'll be coming to you, but of course, our lesson today was just learning how to import data from Excel to Power BI and from Google Sheet to Power BI. That was a practical session. Next session, we are going to be looking at how to deal with Power Query, how to manipulate data within Power Query. And of course, be my guest. We are going to be looking forward for those of you who are going to be registering to attend in October. And please make sure to join our WhatsApp group. Go to the to the description section. See you soon, and just take a look at how we do it. So you just pay attention while I go through this process, and just pay attention when I finish this first move, and then we'll go again together. So the first thing I'll do, I'll come here. When I launch my Power BI, let me launch it again just the way that we usually launch it. I'll just write Power BI. And then I'll click open, double click open. And then we'll give it some time because it's going to launch. Yes, it's launching. Okay, so this is our Power BI. Okay, it is still launching. So here, this is a blank report. We can click here and it takes us to the report view. Here, this is the Excel workbook. We can get data from here. And here we can get sample data. We'll be looking at this data. This data is purely business data. We are going to be looking at this data by the end of the course. So you also get a look at purely business data in terms of cost, in terms of prices, in terms of countries, in terms of goods, in terms of and all that. But now I want to look at humanitarian data because this is where you work regularly. So you first of all get familiar with it first. So I can either come here and click my Excel workbook because I want to bring data from Excel, or I can come and first of all click my blank report and I click. Once I click my blank report, this opens up here, and then I still see this option of Excel workbook. I can click here. So I can bring in my data through this Excel directly. So the moment I click that, it goes and pick all the data that has Excel that was saved as Excel. You see, this data Power BI 22 and data Power BI 1. So it goes and pick these two data, excluding the CSV file. If I come back here and then I go to this other option that says get data and I click, I can come here now and say I want to pick either a text file or a CSV file, and I click. The moment I click, you see that it goes now and pick only the CSV file. You see, because it indicates that it's a CSV file. You can see it from a text or CSV or PRN. But now we want to pick an Excel file. So I'll click here and then I go to Excel workbook and then I click. The moment I click, remember we said we wanted to bring in this data, the first data I sent you, and I click this data. I'll select this and then I click open. Then I'll give it some time to load. So Power BI will take time, load the data, analyze the data, check the source to ensure that the columns are in order, ensure that the rows are in order. And then this is what Power BI has for us. Now, the moment you bring your data at this level, there is something you call, under here you have the load and then you have the transform data. Each time you click on your data, you preview here. You see, it shows you how the data looks. So you start seeing your data from here. So if you think that the data is okay, you can transform the data, and when you click transform under here, you take the data into Power Query, which we are going to be entering there very soon. Or you can load your data. If I click load data, it will simply come on this. Let me show you. If I click load data, you automatically come to this report view. So if I come and check here, okay, so it's still coming on. Perfect. I'll give you some time. So it says apply changes. Okay. So Power BI takes its time, analyze the data, check the columns, check rows, ensure that everything is okay before it brings it in. So this data we are loading directly because the data has been cleaned in our Excel. If you look at the Excel, there are no inconsistencies, there are no duplications. It is a clean data. Everything has been wiped, now ready for analysis or creating visuals. That is why we had to just load directly. You see, so it's telling us how many kilobytes we are using. You see 20 rows loaded because, as I told you, it was checking the rows and the columns. And then this is where our data appear. Remember yesterday we were looking at this area, like right, the data view. So when we click here, this is our data, all the headers, all the columns. You have the female, the adult female, the adult male, the boys column, the girls column, the activities, organization and organization type, all of them appear here. All of them appear here. So I'm going to stop here and I'll ask you to do the same. You just share your screen so I see how you do it. Yeah.
Okay, import data
Perfect.
from Excel.
Yeah. You can choose. Remember, data, you can choose from there. You can go at the tab up there and also choose. There are many ways, here right there, you can still choose that and be able to exist.
Okay, I saved it here.
Okay, I think that's the last data down. So you have to select what,
And
yes.
then
When you select your sheet, you will see load coming. Perfect. So just be patient now for the data to load. You have to be patient. It will signal on the board there. Yes. One thing I love Power BI is that it takes time to analyze your data and ensure, because while the data is coming in, if there are any errors with the rows, Power BI will indicate, or the columns. Power BI will show you a sign to indicate that the rows and columns maybe have some inconsistencies. This is our first practicals in terms of loading data. So now that you have successfully loaded your data, let's go on again to how you can load data that is in a workbook and has multiple sheets. That is why I sent the sheet to you. All right, so now we already have this table. Just keep this table here, don't touch it. We'll come again to Excel and we say get data, and then we are going to go to Power BI, data Power BI 22, and we click. This is the first data we brought in. Now we want to bring this one in, and we click open. And when we click open, we still give it some time the way we did with the other ones. Now you see 3 different sheets, and this is the workbook. So if I click this, it lost all the files. If I click this, it brings them on. So if I select this particular file, I can preview this file for organization A. If I select the second file, I can also preview this file for organization B to see how it looks. If I select the number 3 file, I can also preview this third file to see how it looks. So if I come here and I go to the first file, I go to the second file, I go to the third file, and then I click load. Let's see how it interacts. Remember that each of those files, each of those sheets, when it enter into Power BI, it becomes a table. That's one thing you must know with data. I repeat, each of those sheets, when they get into Power BI, they become tables. You see here now, we have table A, table B, table C. And the amazing thing here is that this table that has all is the first file we brought, is a combination of table A, table B, table C. But now we have just brought these files in. A, B, C has just come in, but there's a problem. Why is there a problem? Because if you come to file A, which is organization A, if you start analyzing this data, you'll be analyzing just for organization A, and it will give you a lot of work. If you come to table B, it talks only about organization B. If you start analyzing the data, it will give you a lot of work because you need to analyze only for the organization A, organization B. So there will be no opportunity where you can give an interaction where it says organization BC, ABC, what's happening, to see it at the same time. We'll be looking at that when we start analyzing our data and visualizing. So here also organization C, if you analyze, it will be on its own because you have not created a relationship between C, B, and A. And to create this relationship, there's what we call append, which we are going to be looking at now. Now, take note, we are on the Power BI report view. If we go to the table view here, and we click, you will see all your tables here now. You see? So this is table for organization A. If I click this, it shows me all these other tables. If I click this, it shows me that of the organization B. If I click this, it shows me that of organization C. Now, I don't want us to go too quick here. How to create a new measure, and quick measure. I don't want us to go here. That is still more advanced. So while we are here, I'm just, because this is what you also do, create, when you bring in that other table, you come at this level. So I am at this level of table view. I want to go now to the level of model view. On our model view, I'll come here and bring this, hide this. You see that we have all our tables here in the model view. So by the time we create relationship A, B, C, the data, these three data will become one, like this one, because this three data is still this data. Take note of that. So I brought these different options here so you see the different interactions and the different styles in which you can bring data into Power BI, so far as humanitarian work is concerned and so far as you are analyzing data, because this is what we do daily with UN agencies. All right, we'll end here. I'll go back to our report view and then I'll bring this down, and then you also share your screen and then you do the same action. Okay, great. You allow it to load a little bit. When you start working with Power BI, there is one error that you always see, no matter how your data is clean. You always realize that this first column here, that is supposed to take the header of your data, something else will be coming there. Are you seeing?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
This one like this error is a potential error. Whether you have the new Power BI or the old one, or this error like this will always be coming up. And they have a
Okay.
particular tool for this. So now that we have looked at this data and we see an error, we want to transform it. I'll come here now and I click transform data and I click. The moment I click transform data, it's taking me now to Power Query. Now you see it has opened Power Query. You see up here now.
Yes.
Now it is showing me Power Query. So that data has been brought into Power Query. Power Query is like a theater. It's like somebody is sick. You take the person to a theater, finish with the person, operate the person, and then bring the person out to the world. This is how Power Query is. You see that error has come here now. That's the error here. You see now, where we are supposed to have our header, we now have something else, columns. Are you seeing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. So now, the way we solve this is very simple. We are now in Power Query. Tomorrow, we are going to continue and really dwell in Power Query. But today, I just want to show you how to solve this. So to solve this, there are tabs here. You have the Home tab, you have the Transform tab, you have the Add Column tab, you have the View tab, the Tool, and Help. So under the Transform tab, if you come here, you will see where it says Use First Row as Header. So they put this particular tool because they knew that this error will always be occurring. Are you seeing? So if you come and click this small icon here, it says use headers as first row or use first row as header. So if I click use first row as header, automatically it will correct that. You see, it is already correct. It has already been corrected. Can you see that?
Yes.
It has already been corrected
Good.
because I say you should use first row as header. And then also inside my Power Query here, if I come again here and I say use header as first row and I click, it takes us back to that error. If I come again here, use first row as headers, it solved that problem. So you have our activities now clear. There's another thing with Power Query here that I want you to know. With Power Query here, this ABC means a column is dealing with text. This 1, 2, 3 means a column is dealing with number or integer. You see, it shows that you're dealing with number. And another error that you might have both ABC and 1, 2, 3 here, which is an error. If you take it like that into your Power BI to start analyzing, it will give you big error. And it happens the same for activities, which is supposed to be ABC means is text. Sometimes when you bring our data in, it will show ABC and 1, 2, 3. How do you solve that? You just right click on that and then come to change data type. These are common errors that you always find in your data. Don't be overwhelmed with the too many items that you see on Power BI. These are the things I'm showing you are the common errors that you will find in Power BI as you deal with data. So these are the different data types. You have percentile, date and time, date, time and zone, duration, text. You see? So if you come here and you find ABC and 1, you just come to here and here you correct by clicking this text. The same thing if I come to this column and I right click and then I come to change data type, you see its whole number. And then it already start analyzing. So if I come here and I choose, it start analyzing, already giving me some visuals under here. We are not yet at the level of visuals. So I will just go put my stuff off and then so that you can also go through this process. So you go now and copy a link from Google Sheets. Come and paste there. Select that all now. Select that all again. And then go to transform data. Perfect. So it takes you now to Power Query. Power Query and then you see that query challenge. Then we're going to solve it by choosing you see that you have the same challenge.
Yes.
So you are going to tap, go to your tab up there.
Push tab.
Go to that tab up there. Go to the tab that says transform. Tab that says transform up there. You see it after the home.
Okay. Transform.
Yes, after the home tab.
Okay. Yes.
And then you see use header.
Use first row as header. When you research and using Google and all of that, they don't go detailing this way. I think I have had to see new things today.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm happy. I'm happy about it.